We're doing this on Wednesday morning, and I must tell you, it is a beautiful day here in KwaZulu-Natal. Absolutely lovely to be here. What an honour and what a privilege. And we're sitting here at the Mount Edgecombe Country Club golf course here in KwaZulu-Natal, Natal's leading golf estate, which boasts 2 championship golf courses, of which the Woods course was voted Best of Durban 2024. Residents enjoy a secure living here, a secure environment that balances activity, nature and connection. So thank you so much to Mount Edgecombe for hosting Betway's Weighted to Win. Daryl Marie, our expert tipster, is right here with me. He's been studying away for the last 7 days to work this all out for us. And of course I've got Monty Miramitu, who looks after Samanga Kumalo and Kabela Matsanyani's rides in terms of what they're looking forward to. And Monty himself has been in the game forever. And it's lovely to have them both on the show. Monty, good to have you with us.
Yes, thank you, Clady. It's lovely to join you guys. Legends of the game.
Yes. Well, we need winners from you. And Daryl, you've been studying away hard. Looks all right, this card? Or?
Yeah, I look forward to it, Clyde, and I really look forward to chatting through the meeting with Monty.
Yes.
He's been in the game many years, and whenever I bump into him on the race course, we have a good chat. So I think we have similar thinking when it comes to form and how we predict the outcome.
Well, may it click. So the first race, as you know, is the Jackpot. So we're starting up our first Jackpot here out at Hollywoodbets Greyville. And in this particular case, Summer Winter's top of the boards, but it's a weak field. They bet 9-2 the field on Wednesday morning. Things will naturally change. But it does have an open look to it, Mont.
Yeah, very open look to it, Clady. Interesting race for me. Kabelo and Samanga, both the horses are fancied. Just want to say, don't read much into the fact that Summer Winter, Samanga's not on it. We already engaged on Whirly Bird before we knew Summer Winter's the nomination. Kabelo had the choice between Happy Analia and Whirly Bird. It's gone for Happy Analia. But Whirly Bird's a runner. Has been on the poly before. She's done well. And I spoke to Clinton Binder. We're putting the blinkers on her. We think she'll be a runner as well.
So they all have to go in, would they?
Yes.
All have to
definitely.
go in. Daryl, the same view, or where are you with it?
Yeah, I don't think the race stops there, Clyde. I think there's several others with chances over here. The likes of Rugger Lover, if this race hasn't come too soon for her, she's always thereabouts. She's a machine, she's a hold-up type. If they go very quick up front, she'll be doing her best work late. And Pour Some Sugar on Me, probably her best effort to date out of her entire career. Last time out, she quickened up beautifully up towards the inside, and another one that will be ridden with restraint. So a very, very tricky race to start off proceedings.
Okay, well, get your jackpots on. There's the recommended jackpot that is about to come up on your screen. You guys can have a look if it's not already up. Make a note, jackpot time, big pools. Make sure you're on before 11:45. Okay, bipot time. These bipots are paying lately. Worth having a go at the bipot. This is a middle stakes fillies and mares. Remember, 12:25, the start of the bipot. Pink Pigeon now with the Justin Snate stable. Richard Faree, when we were doing the show Wednesday morning, hopefully he's feeling much better. He was down with influenza during the course of the week. And she was priced up at 5-2 to win it. See how she goes. She does look like the horse to beat. Monty Miramitu's here with us. He looks after Samanga Kumalo and Kabela Matsanyani, and himself a racing analyst of note. Monty, is she the one to beat?
I think it's much more wide open than that, Clady. 12 out of 12 draw. She won a good race last time. She beat a very speedy Piece of Mind. But I think first time on the poly, she's going to be tested here. There's a couple in with a chance. Princess Hannah, her record on the poly is exceptional. She won 5 out of 6. And the rest of the field hasn't had a combined 5 wins on the poly. So I'd give her the narrow first verdict. There's Miss Lady Atrix, a very interesting runner. If you watch her last start with Muzi, she raced wide throughout the race. And I think coming into the straight, Muzi didn't persevere with her for probably a furlong, and then he really got stuck into her late, and she started staying on really strongly. So I think probably on Muzi's recommendation to go on the poly. She's here on the poly for the first time. I think from a good draw, I think she's got a nice each-way chance as well.
Okay, we won't leave her out. She's got to go in. The draw's always a concern over this distance, Daryl.
Yeah, that's why I think the favourite's a bit skinny in the market. I don't think she's a 5-2 shot. This is a type of race I think they'll be betting closer to 5-1 the field. No doubt she's got a chance, but I'm looking to beat her in the opening leg of the Jackpot lot. Princess Hannah, she's done absolutely nothing wrong for her new yard. I mean, she's thriving on the poly track, keeps going up in the ratings, but keeps getting the job done. So if things pan out for her and they go quickly up front, I think that will suit her. Convocation's another one. She's 1 from 1 over the course and distance, and I think maybe 1,000 meters on the turf, a little bit quick for her nowadays, and she was outclassed in her penultimate start. I'm not excluding her. I think she's a nice inclusion. Bevy's Delight. Here's a mare that's could be her own worst enemy at times, but if she settles and relaxes in her races, she's got a lovely turn of foot, and I can see them going very quick over the 1200 on the poly, so I'm leaning towards her. So I'm going 6 Bevy's Light in the opening leg of the Jackpot.
She's 11-2 this morning, but you heard what Daryl said. It's an open race, and Monty, all the same. Jackpot time, Jackpot going to pay money. Make sure we get on. This is a grade 3. It is the Magical Zulu Kingdom 2,200. Interesting runner here as we go into place accumulators is number 4, the Equator. See what he's all about from the Tony Peter stable. Warren Kennedy there to ride him as an imported horse that has come ex-Aidan O'Brien horse, the Equator. A lot of talk about him, Monty. Apparently a magnificent horse.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about him, and obviously with the Jubilee in mind, he was said he's unbeatable. Unfortunately, things didn't go their way that he got scratched. But yeah, he's got everything to prove. And yeah, I see a lot of money for him. He's, I think, even money at the time now. And will be interesting. He gives a lot of weight all around. And yeah, we're going to see. But I think, look, first time at Gravel tight track, hasn't run in South Africa before. So I wouldn't be banking him, Clyde. I have a slight preference for Field Marshal. Cabello worked him last week. Says he's a very strong horse. No wonder he handles all Frank Robinson's pressure. He runs quite often. So I would have been more comfortable with a furlong more, but I think Cabello places him in the right position. I think he could be a big runner here. Simanga's on Blackberry Malt. Gallop wasn't that great the other day when he worked with On My Honor, but hopefully Glenn Cotson could get him back to his best. With the lightweight, he's also a runner. And then it isn't so straightforward after that. But I would respect Field Marshal from the Equator and Blackberry Malt.
Okay, so Field Marshal, obviously a big runner. Where are you with the Equator, Daryl?
Yeah, I mean, he's the unknown in the race, Clyde. I think if you fancy his chances, you must wait until race time. His price at the moment is absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how he handles the crowd. Yeah. First runner in the country, as Monty says. Listen, he was touted as the Hollywoodbets Durban July winner at one stage. So obviously he's showing tremendous work back at home. Just want to ask Monty with regards to Count Hutuku. I mean, Cabello has sat on him throughout his career, and now he's jumped ship to Field Marshal. Was that by design? Was it his choice?
Yeah, I think when James spoke to Cabello, they were opting either to go for the mile, I think the Tukela handicap, or this race. Cabello did suggest the Tukela, James 20 here, but I think Cabello is more than happy with Field Marshal. I think the distance a little bit too far for Count Hutuku. That was in his thinking.
Okay, and he also comes into this race under sufferance. I think he's 9 pounds or 4.5 kilograms. Clyde, I know Magic Verse has got a lot of putting to shoulder, but you know, a couple of months ago he picked up a hefty penalty. I think it was in the Premier Trophy, and everyone doubted his current rating, but yet I'm of the opinion in his latest start he actually ran slightly above himself and Sugar Mountain, pulled well clear of the balance of the field. So I know he's got his work cut out, but I think he's up to the task. So I like his chances. And have a look at Otto Lycan. His 2 starts with the blinkers. I mean, he ran a short set and behind Garrix and then got the better of Garrix. So I don't know if the blinkers have certainly improved him, or what is the case? He's in cracking form at the moment.
He's finding himself.
Yeah, so
That's good.
I think he's another one to include.
Okay, so there are quite a few. It's up to you where you are with the Equator. That is the horse to beat. It is place accumulator time, and make a note, do what you need to do, and make sure you get on. Welcome back, everybody. Now it's time for the pick six. This is the big one that you want to catch. We're told 15 million rand pool to come with a kickstart of the 2 million rand carryover. This is the Gold Vase, the Durban Gold Vase, the Group 3. There are a number of horses in here that have got chances. They bet 9-2, quite a few of them. But there's been quite a bit of talk about King Pelez being ridden by Simanga Khumalo, who rode him last time. So Monty, who better than Monty to tell us a bit more about him?
Yeah, Clyde is in good form, and he won a very good race in the Derby the other day, and he's working quite well. Simanga took him on Tuesday, and he's doing well. The recovery was good. Obviously now he's gone up in the merit rating, so from what we thought he'd carry 58.5, now he's gone up to 60 with the conditions of the race. But I think he's a massive runner, but I don't think it's that straightforward. Shoot the Rap is a very nice stay, as he proved in this race last year. So, and his recent form has been very good. Gavin Larina was clever enough, I know, to secure the ride. When he agreed to ride Madison Valley in the July, he said to them, he'll take that on condition that he gets to ride Shoot the Rapids on the day. So there was a little bit behind the scenes happening there.
Okay, good to have, good to know.
Yeah, there was a lot of behind the scenes happening there. Yeah. There wasn't some good blood between him and Richard, because Richard thought he's on the horse.
Yeah.
But massive runner, Shoot the Rapids. Even in that 1900, he was a little bit unlucky not to finish, probably like 2 lengths closer, Shoot the Rapids. Over distance much short of his best. So I don't think the race is just cut and dried for King Pelez, but he is an up-and-coming, improving stayer, and this is a serious test for him. And then,
the man, Future Swing, Cabela?
Yeah, look, we secured that right at the last minute. I think Future Swing is a little bit off form now. He's become very, very strong. Simanga rode him in the Gold Cup last year, gave him a torrid time that day. I'm hoping he doesn't, take the mickey out of Cabello here. Yeah. But Cabello has been there to Justin's yard doing some work, so hopefully I have a better understanding on him. Okay. But look, this race has always thrown out some upsets in the past because of the weight difference between the runners. Those top 3, they've got 60 kgs. They've got holding thumbs with 58.5 as well. And then I think in terms of the lighter weights, yes, they unproven over the distance, but you got to have a look at Mosi being one of the better lightweight jockeys, and he's got ahead of the facts, and he's wasting to take the ride for Justin. It's a big jump in class, jump in distance, but maybe in the bigger exotics you want to include that in.
You need them in. Okay, because it is the first leg of the pick six, and naturally you want to make sure you survive it, or how are you going to play it?
I'm only getting 3 runners, Clyde. I've gone with numbers 3, 5 and 7. I agree with Monty with most of what he's mentioned. King Pelez, if there's ever a horse that's bred for the extra, Clyde, it's him. I mean, he's out of a sire that won over a mile and a half, out of a Galileo mare who stayed all day. So his smooth victory impressed me last time out. He raced a little bit closer to the pace, never in doubt. The pace should be genuine over here, and I think he's got every opportunity of backing that victory up. Shoot the Rapids, second in this race last year, second in the Gold Cup. He stays all day. I think he's had a great prep leading into this. Last time out, he gave his stable companion a chunk of weight, and it was a cracking effort on his behalf. Like Monty said, if there's one of the lighter weights lurking over here, could be ahead of the facts. He does seem to travel a bit hard in his races, so I'm hoping he relaxes, because he is gaining an extended trip for the first time. But I think he's certainly going to win his races in time to come.
Okay, so we've got Daryl's got 3 of them, Monty's got a few more. This is what we're recommending to you right now in terms of the pick six, but it's entirely up to you. Welcome back, race number 5 now, the Golden Slipper, a Group 2, and it is the second jackpot of the day, so make sure you're on before 2. This is where the juvenile girls come together to see what they can do and what they're all about. A lot of talk about Alan Greef's filly, the Port Elizabeth Raider, another dance for me. But Green Diamond, there's confidence from the Sean Terry stable, ridden by Gavin Larena. She's good. She's beaten the boys. She knows what it's about. He was worried about the draw, with this on the turf now, the false rail 7.5 meters out for these races, Monty. And I suppose it applies to all. And but there's confidence from the Green Diamond corner.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Clyde, I was there in Joburg when she won those races back to back. She looked like a very special filly. Obviously, she didn't get a chance at Scottsville. But even I think she'll be tested. I mean, I've been fully involved in Quickstep Gal's career from the start. And I think between the three of them at the top of the board, I think Quickstep Gal could well be the best of the three of them.
Yeah, she was very impressive. Right?
Very impressive.
Very
and
impressive.
And remembering she had to give 2 kgs to the entire field. It's absolutely crucial for a young horse. You hardly get that when they're giving weight and win so well, It was a first start over the turn, around the turn. And that's where her advantage is over the other two, in that she's been around the turn at the tight circuit at Greyville. As you mentioned, yes, the full sale is massive. But I do hold a slight preference for her ahead of Another Dance for Me and Green Diamond. But obviously, I think in the exotics again, you got to consider one or two that are better drawn. This race has thrown out a couple of upsets in the past. I think Captain's Envy can improve from that last run against Quickstep Gal. So maybe one for the large. Yes.
Yeah, it's interesting where we are with Quickstep Gal. I saw her last start. I was impressed and nice. There was a lot of her.
Sure. I played to beat her that day because she was giving weight round, and she really did impress. I mean, she had that race in control, 400 meters from home.
Absolutely.
Just if you have a look through Tina Lovelace, Clyde, number 14, she ran 2.5 lengths behind Quickstep Gal. I don't know, 11 lengths behind Green Diamond. I don't know what you can make of that.
It might not be good enough.
Many people are playing.
The other one.
Many people are going to be playing to beat Green Diamond because Vanderkam hasn't done that form line any favours. But take note, further back in that form line was a horse called Tin Pan Alley. So
he's coming up later.
Yeah, I had a look at her breeding. I know it, I think one of her 1250. But her second dam, Clyde, was Barberton Daisy. She stayed all day. Have a look at her on debut. She was very green on debut. She finished that race off. So I don't think she's a tearaway type and has to get to the front. So I'm really keen to see how she goes. Obviously, Another Dance for Me. Mr. Greef knows what it takes, or what capability a horse needs to raid. And he's bringing this unbeaten daughter of Master of My Fate. I think her last 2 victories, no doubt, have been her most impressive to date. She just keeps on getting better. So who are we to say that she's not going to hold her own up here?
First choice?
First choice, I have to stick with Green Diamond, Clyde. I'll tell you why. Because, on time, she's a few lengths better than her stable companion, One Fine Winter. And she finished very close up in the Allen Robertson. So I think she's got class about her, and she just needs luck.
Okay. Well, we'll see. Alan Greef did say at the beginning of the season he hasn't had a crop like this for ages. So we'll see how she does. But clearly the one to beat here is Green Diamond. Well, this is an interesting race. You've got Malmesbury Missile for Justin Snaith at Richard Ferree's riding. Lovely horse, winner of his last start. A lot of talk about him. He's progressive and he's doing really, really well. This, of course, is the Golden Horseshoe, Group 2. Aristocratics only had the one run. Very impressive first time out. And they've been telling me about this horse, Tin Pan Alley, as well. So I thought originally Malmesbury Missile, but perhaps it doesn't end there anymore, Monty.
Yeah, I think I also prefer Malmesbury Missile. That last win was very impressive. He came from behind most of them, and they came up right up on the outside, and he won really, really well. But as you said, Aristocratic, that win was super impressive. It was a very strong tailwind that day on the poly track. He quickened really, really well, and he beat a form horse Cabello was riding that day. So I think the 1400 suit him much better. He will make the step up in class. He's definitely a danger. And then Tin Pan Alley, that last win was no fluke. Samanga had worked him during, I think, a week before that, and he did say to me the horse is working extremely well. He expects a big run. I know he didn't beat the greatest of fields in Joburg, but the manner in which he quickened was super impressive. I think sadly he's drawn 10, but he's got the gate speed and he's got Samanga up, so I think he'll be a runner. So Malmesbury Missile, definitely the horse to beat for me. He's very progressive, and 1400 is his game, and but he will get stiff competition from Tin Pan and Aristocratic.
Okay, does it end there, Daryl?
No. Well, we have to thank the handicappers for declaring the ratings over here, Clyde.
Yeah.
Strictly on ratings, the filly Elegantrix is best in, and she's beaten them in the Godolphin Bar before.
Yes.
And it's the same weight terms. But then again, Malmesbury obviously appreciated the extra last time out. He probably was in need of his first start in the province. Same could be said with Elegantrix. And if you have a look at her, I mean, Vercingetorix, 1 over 2,000, the Dam, 1 over 2,000. So there's absolutely no reason that she shouldn't appreciate the extra too. I'm also in the camp of Tin Pan Alley. I actually like the fact that he's drawn out a little bit wide, because you know why? I'm thinking that's going to assist in them adopting similar tactics and pushing him forward. If he was drawn a little bit lower, they might give him a chance and play it by ear. But I think from that wide draw, they only got one option, and that's to commit and get him in the race early. Right. Another horse I'm not excluding, and I know he's well held, is Chronicle King. He's well held by Tin Pan Alley, but things didn't go in his favour last time out. Musi from a neat draw. If you're looking for a nice roughie, trifectas and quartets, he's my inclusion. Aristocratic could be absolutely anything. Well related, Lohamba, Pambile, Calento, the whole family's above average. So let's see how he goes. Right now, Tin Pan Alley, I'm playing to beat the other Grade 1 form and the Gatecrasher form, Clyde.
Okay. So Tin Pan Alley, you're in his corner.
I am.
All right, we'll see what Samanga does, see what he's going to do. Daryl says at that draw, he's got to commit and go. Welcome everybody. Yes, it's that time. It's the Hollywoodbets Durban July now. Runs at the top of the hour at 4 o'clock. Well, it's interesting because all of the rages 8 on 18. We arrived here, we got on the plane, Daryl and I, on Wednesday morning. All we heard on the plane was 8 on 18. We walked through the airport, 8 on 18. We got into the taxi. The guy said, I said, what's going to win the July? He said, 8 on 18. Everyone is on one horse. And he does seem to be super impressive just in the way he presents himself, Monty.
Yeah, he is, Clary. I've watched him for most of his career. I was actually down in the Cape when he won the Met. I fancied him in the Guineas, and then he progressed. I actually liked him a lot when he was in the Met anti-post, and that win in the Met was fine, super impressive. I mean, that day Richard Fourie was having a torrid time that day. He got beaten with double Grand Slam, and this was just changed his whole day. I mean, that win was super impressive to get up and beat Oriental Charm. And what I like, look, he went a month later and he won the Derby, but you can see he underperformed in that Derby when he won it. And then the break came at the perfect time for him. And then he's come to KZN, he's had these 2 runs in the small fields in the Guineas, behind Sail the Seas, and then last time was an exercise gallop when he beat Spumante Dolce. So he's still got low mileage on the clock, and the last few months he's just been messing around. So he's come into the race in peak fitness. He's no doubt the best horse in the race. I mean, even the handicappers are giving him a 129, and I think he's far superior to anything in the field. I think he'll take a power of beating. Not too worried about draw 11. I think Richard will go forward. There's a lot of pace in the race. I think he's very, very tough to beat.
What does Samanga say about On My Honor? There's a lot of talk about that too, money for it. And
look, obviously, if we had a choice with the whole field, we'd want to ride 8 on 18.
Sure.
But quite happy with our ride from the rest of them. I had earmarked him when we were looking for a ride about 6 weeks ago. And then as we started getting offers and stuff, we waited. And then that Cup trial run did it for me. I mean, there was no pace in the race, and I think Chad Little was asked to give him a bit of a chance. Turned for home like about 6 or 7 lengths to make up, and you know, at Greyville it's tough to make up that. But he turned it on really, really well off a slow pace. I think he made up like 6 lengths in that last 400 to finish, which was very, very eye-catching. He's well weighted, which I think he needs more weight from 8 and 18 to beat him.
Sure.
But at least we've got the draw, and the gallop was superb the other day. I think Samanga said too much after the gallop. That's where all the money is coming from.
Right.
I had to call him in the evening and tone him down a bit. Yeah, but
well, he's done it twice before, so I mean, he knows what a July horse feels like.
But I
doesn't
think
he?
it's just because the horse has given him an unbelievable feel. So I think in 6 months' time, On My Honor could be the real deal. But he's got all the attributes of being a brilliant racehorse. And when Oriental Charm and 8 on 18 is going to start, could be his time. But I think he's still worthy of being competitive here. And if you got Samanga on in the July, he just comes alive. Just like 8 on 18 is a beast in the race, Samanga is actually a beast when it comes to the July. I mean, last year, what he did on Cousin Casey was nothing short of phenomenal.
Yeah.
I remember Pierre was still commenting, it's so hard to settle Cousin Casey. How is he going to see out the 2200? And he almost pulled it off. It was very unlucky.
Amazing.
So, 8 on 18 for me is a standout, probably the standout on the day.
Sure.
And I'm hoping On My Honor runs the race we think he would. And then Purple Pitcher, obviously, sentiment-wise, he loved the likely very strong pace. I can see them going really, really tough. Confederate might be a hard horse to hold back. So Purple Pitcher
Be up there.
will be up with the speed, and that will help him. So hopefully he can also do himself well for Cabela.
So for you, Daryl, is it all about 8 on 18? Is that the same? Everyone's talking?
Clyde, it's very hard to look past him. He's a cracking 3-year-old. 3-year-olds have done extremely well against Open Company this season.
Yeah, they have.
He's had a brilliant preparation. He's actually well in. He should be carrying more, but there's a cap of 57. So everything is pointing to him as the likely winner. In saying that, I'm going to find it very hard to go out and have a bet on him at his current odds in the Hollywoodbets Durban July, because it is the Durban July.
Yeah.
But for me, I think he's very close to being a bank in all exotics. We're not going to make money in that route, so I'm going to actually tip number 4, Atticus Finch, as a rover for the second and third in the trifecta. I love his preparation. He comes into this race better off at the weights, and Immediate Edge had to win the Jubilee to confirm his position, whereas he was only prepping, and now he's, I think, 4 kgs better off. So he's my little sneaker to run in the back end of trifecta's quartets.
Okay, so just a reminder, in terms of this, the quartet, there's that carryover. They're expecting a 10 million rand pool. You'll have a look at Daryl's quartet that he's recommending for you to consider in this race. Atticus Finch is his outsider, or a horse at a decent price to trouble 8 on 18. The question is, can 8 on 18 win with 57 on its back? I know conditions have changed and all that sort of stuff, but the last 3-year-old to do that was a horse called Lombard in 1912. Let's see how it goes. This is a race and a half. This is welcome back to Mount Edgecombe, a beautiful golf course, the leading golf course here in KwaZulu-Natal, and it's the Ridgemont Garden Province Stakes, over 1,600 meters. Some lovely girls that line up here that know what it's all about, like Raskova, for example, Double Grand Slam, Fatal Flaws, Spumante Dolce. We were on the plane with James Crawford, and he said, well, he's got Fatal Flaw as well as he can have her, and she's a serious campaign. It's a solid race, Monty.
Yeah, a very nice race, and it's always been known to throw out an upset in the past, And but Claudia, I saw the betting this morning, and Double Grand Slam 5-2. I was a bit surprised with the Raskova at 10-1. I don't think there's much between them. for the.
Well, then they must have backed double Grand Slam, because last night I was looking, she was 7-2, so they've obviously backed her in 24 hours. Eh?
Yeah,
this is Wednesday morning, don't forget where we are, so you know. Not Saturday, it's Wednesday morning that we're having this conversation.
Yeah, but I think the value could be with Raskova. 5-2 versus the 10-1. But Andrew Fortune was telling me double Grand Slam is in a great space. She galloped really well. I mean, she was unlucky last time. She should have put that race to bed had she got the splits at the right time. But having said that, last year in this race, she'd come off a better prep after winning the Tibashina, and she got beaten from draw 3 in the race, and she found traffic problems last year. So I don't think it's one-sided as that. It's obviously a grade 1. And beyond those 2 4-year-olds, I know they've got the beating of Fatal Flaw and Scarlet Macaw and Spumante on collateral form, especially the run in Cape Town. But I think at Greyville could be a different story. I'm expecting some improvement from Scarlet Macaw from a good draw. Cabello rode her in Cape Town, and she was ridden from off the pace, and she was comfortably beaten by Raskova and double Grand Slam. I think 2 runs in KZN has been good, and I think from a good draw, she's capable of being thereabouts.
But the one to beat, Monty?
I would go for Raskova over double Grand Slam.
You, Darryl?
Clyde, I think the value in the race is number 6, Raskova. Many are reading into that filly sprint, and it was over 1200. Raskova is not a 1200 filly, and a few weeks prior to that, Sean wasn't happy with her. He took her out of the Empress Club. So there's no doubt in my mind she was nowhere near her best going into the SA filly sprint. I thought it was a cracking effort. Yes, strictly on that run, and what happened to double Grand Slam, you have to be favouring her. But I think Raskova in her own right would have come on with that run under her belt, and Sean's had a little bit of extra time to figure her out. She's probably, I think in my mind, a little bit better suited to Greyville than what double Grand Slam is.
Sure.
Fatal Flaw, she's been to Hollywoodbets Greyville twice in the past. The Golden Slipper and the Tequini only found one too good for her in both occasions, and that was the champion quid pro quo. Striker will ping the gates, get to the front, and if he gets his own terms up front, this filly on her day, she wasn't at her best in the Mallorca, will trouble them. So like I said, double Grand Slam, many are saying a certainty because she was unlucky last time out, she was unlucky in the Mallorca, but she's got a race on her hands.
So it's not overs by any means of the imagination with regards to that. There are a few in here that can run. This is race 8. We've got it all figured out, hopefully, for you. Have a look at what we recommend. So this is Jackpot 3 now. It's the Post Merchants. We're going to cover, in terms of the jackpot that we recommend, races 9, 10, 11, 12. We'll give you an idea as to what we like for the rest of the card. It's a Wednesday morning here at the Mount Edgecombe Golf Course. And when I looked at the Betway market on Wednesday morning, Buffalo Storm Cody was top of the boards at 7-2. But there are a few in here that have got chances without any shadow of doubt. You're going to have to recommend a few. And Monty Mirimitu is with us, and Daryl Marie are the guys who are going to do that. First leg of the jackpot, Monty, how deep we have to go?
Yeah, I think the whole day is tough. Funny enough, Daryl and I, we think the main race is the race where the best bet could come in. But this is another very open race. Buffalo Storm Cody, I know Gavin Larina has been waiting for him to go around the turn again. I mean, he's unbeaten as a gelding now. Yes, he's up in class, but they rate him quite highly. His wins have shown that. So he'd definitely be an inclusion. But again, it's more wide open than that. Obviously, William Robertson, interesting prep. He went for the mile and now he's coming back here. But he, on his day, Samanga thought the world of him. And he did get beaten at Greyville from a wide draw by Captain Ransom.
Yeah.
I think it was in the Mercury Sprint.
Yes.
So he'd be a runner. He's best in here. Otaniqua on his last run. He'd definitely be a contender. And I Am Giant needed his run. Samanga jumped off that day when he won that race and he said, hey, keep an eye on the horse. The way he moved up, he definitely needed it. And he's run against the best as well, I Am Giant. So he's another worthy inclusion. The horse that's interesting for me is that every top jockey gets on him and then he thinks the world of him, and then they get off him for whatever reason, is King of the Gauls. We didn't want to get off him.
Right.
I think fortune beat us to it.
Okay.
Yeah, but the guy works hard enough, so he worked his way in there with Robert Blumberg and Tony Rivelin.
Yes.
But King of the Gauls gave Samanga an unbelievable feel last time.
And he's a lovely looker too, Monty. He's
he is,
horse.
and he's got the high cruising speed. That win last year on Gold Cup Day was phenomenal. Drawn 14 out of 14, 1,000 meters at Greyville. And he was sitting up second, I think, after the first furlong. So his last run was very, very good. He's having his peak run now. He'll ping the gates. I think he can make a 14 draw look like it's a 1 draw. So I think, yes, he's up in class, but he could be the lurker in the pack. I actually saw his price of 10 to 1, and I thought he could be some value in the race.
Okay.
So yeah, it's very open.
For you, Daryl, open?
Yeah,
Going deep? Or
I like
it's
the look
it's
of...
your jackpot, so what?
Yeah, I went a few runners in this leg, but pushed into a corner. I like the look of King of the Gauls.
Also.
He was definitely in need of his comeback efforts in the province. He's actually several kilograms better off with Otanuqua in that run.
Yeah.
And then last time I cried, I think there was a bit of give in the track, and Scottsville generally is a stiff 1200, but with the give in the going, it just caught him out in the latter stages.
Right.
He's got enough pace to overcome that draw, and he should really be in a prominent position turning for him. He this time round has a great preparation going into this race. He has had a stop-start prep in the past, so I think for this race it's really touch wood gone good thus far. A horse that will be lashing home late is a horse called Great Plains. Coming out of the Grade 1 last time out, I think if he's not detached from the field, he's got such a turn of foot, this horse, and
he's got a draw to continue.
I don't know if he'll get there in time, but please, trifectas and quartets, he's a must inclusion.
Don't leave him out. It's any price at the moment anyway. 14 Great Plains. So both of our guys are on this horse. King of the Gauls, when we were doing it Wednesday morning, was 10 to 1. That's race number 9. Don't forget it's Jackpot 3. And if you look at the jackpot, it'll give you a guide for all of races 9, 10, 11 and 12.